It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.
Hey guys, welcome back to my shop. I got something. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I'm kind of excited about this one. My last video series was for Resin to show you tips and tricks on my reusable molding compound, and I posted the original video for that 2 years ago. I just did an update just for the heck of it because I started working a lot more in my shop because I left my job. I'm trying to retire from that, and this afternoon I was sitting there going through YouTube things because I look at YouTube all the time, and I seen some guy, and I'll put a link in the description if I can remember. Some guy did a review of my video and the molding compound that I have brought to you guys a couple years ago, and it was a nice video. He did a really good job. I wish I could have had some commentary on it because he made a few mistakes, but it all ended up well in the end. And he didn't badmouth me, which is great because, you know, everybody on the internet wants to badmouth you. I got no problem with a guy, and I'm actually grateful he did it. Probably sent a few. He even gave me credit for the my original video, so that probably sent a few people my way, and I appreciate that because I would like some more subscribers. Anyway, today I've been working in the shop all day. Usually Fridays I take for myself because my wife works at night. She works, she does the karaoke thing. It's a business I used to have. I used to be a karaoke guy. That's why my email just says Bruce, a karaoke guy. But I retired from that like 6-7 years ago, and my wife didn't want to stop. She wanted to keep doing it. I'm like, all right, well, you can have it. Just do it. And she's having a blast doing it. She's really good. She's good. I taught her. Oh, yeah, I found my favorite hat, so that's a good thing. The past couple of videos, I couldn't find my hat. I wear this hat in almost every video. It's like tradition. But anyway, so I had a lot of work I wanted to get done. I'm amping up my eBay store, Jenner Custom Toys at eBay. If you want to check it out, check it out. It's a lot of Star Wars stuff, replacement parts, some of my own personal artifacts. But you're not here to hear about that, I know. What we're going to talk about tonight is hollow castings. What is a hollow casting? A hollow casting is something like this, one of my products. It's hollow inside. I made this. It's hollow inside. Something like this that I made just because it's funny. My friend actually 3D printed one because he's trying to sell me on a 3D printer thing, but I'm not going to do this 3D printer thing. But he 3D printed me one and he sent it to me. I'm like, I can make one of those easily. Boom, so I duplicated it. Here it is. A dog got a hold of it, broke the beak off. But I just think stuff like this is funny. And, of course, the hardest thing to make in resin history is a sphere. And this is not a functional 8-ball. I wish it was. Maybe I'll make it my mission in life to duplicate it, but why? I can go spend $5 and buy one. But it's more of a challenge for myself. Anyway, what we're making tonight is this. It's a Christmas ornament for somebody. It's, of course, Star Wars Death Star. I mean, are you surprised it's Star Wars? It's what I do. But this is hollow on the inside. And I could just make this solid, but why waste the material? Not to mention it'd be heavier hanging on a tree or wherever you put it, because you really don't have to just put it on a Christmas tree. Heck, it could be a dog toy if you want it to be. But, so how do you make a hollow casting? I'm going to show you. Here is the mold. And yes, I didn't make this. I didn't make this mold. I actually bought this one to mess around with because, you know, it's a Death Star. I want one. And it's a 2-part mold. I've showed in my other videos how to make a 2-part mold. There's a crud on here. Okay. It's a 2-part mold, very simple. It's a sphere, hardest ones to make, which is one of the reasons I bought it, because making a sphere is hard. I'm probably going to do a whole other video about how to make a mold for a sphere using whatever. But anyway, we're going to put it together. This has a notch that has to go in there so it fits together good. And this is our mold. We fill it from the top. And you could fill it the whole way up and let it dry, and you'd be good. Or you could save your material and do the hollow mold, or the hollow casting. I've had this channel for 7 years, and I still trip over my words. Oh well, it's an anxiety thing. You'll get used to it. Anyway, you put the Well, yeah, you put the resin in here. You could use clear, you could use white. Tonight we're working with white, by the way, which I don't do a lot of videos about white resin. We're using fast cast. Fast cast white resin. It dries in about 10 minutes. And you're going to see why that's a good thing here in a minute. So let's get started with that. I'm going to mix up my stuff here and we'll get right back to it. You don't need to see me mix. If you're watching the video, you already know what we're doing anyway. You know how to mix. All right, give me a minute. Okay, I've got my resin here. I've got it already portioned out in 2 small portions. We're going to mix that together because it's a 50-50 resin. One part, whatever you want to call it. Pour it in my little cuppy. There we go. We're going to mix it. Mix, 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 mix. If you work with resin a lot, you know you do this a lot. This is not a very forgiving resin. This is a 10-minute resin. It's a white resin, and it will dry within 10 minutes. I'm not using the other camera today because I don't think there's a need for it. I think it should be pretty self-explanatory. If you're just a beginner, well, watch a couple of my other videos where I can show you how to mix resin and how to pour, probably within more detail. But I'm just going to do this real quick just to show you guys how to do it. And, yeah. It's going to be fun. So I got my resin mixed. I'm going to pour it in here. Very carefully. Normally I have this on the table, but I want you guys to see it. Now, how much resin should you use? That's debatable. You don't want to fill it up. I didn't make enough resin to fill it up, obviously. But I just basically go by, I don't know, I guess. The hole in the top, because of what we're going to do, we're going to spin it around. You want to cover that hole, seal it. The best thing to work is, I don't know if you can see it, this is black electrical tape. It's the only thing that'll stick to silicone, for the most part. But you still want to, I'm still going to keep my finger over this to make sure the resin doesn't come out. And I probably should be wearing gloves, but if you met me, you know, safety if this goes out the window. At least I have the exhaust fan on. So like I said, this is a 10-minute resin. Now I'm keeping my cup, and I'm going to sit here in front of me. It's got a little bit of the resin left in it. I'm going to sit it in front of me. Now, the reason because when this dries, I know this is dry. Now comes the long part, and I'm definitely going to fast forward through this. It's going to take about 10, maybe 15 minutes if it's a colder day. I'm just going to sit there and spin it. The first spin is going to be very slow. I just want to make sure all that resin covers all the edges, because you see, you want to get it all on every side, every edge. So I'm just gently spinning it over and over again, making sure it stays sealed, which is why I didn't make this myself. I do have a 2-part mold that I made myself. Maybe I should have used it instead to show the video, but I need this for a customer. But I'm just going to spin it every direction I can think of. And there's actually a machine that I saw in another YouTube video where somebody built this crazy machine. It worked. But it was a crazy machine that it just spun it around and around and around. So I'm just going to sit here for 10 minutes and do this. I'm going to fast forward right about now. I stopped the fast forwarding. I do have one thing to explain about this technique. As you're spinning it, you can feel that it's a little unbalanced. If it's unbalanced and you get a heavy spot, put the heavy spot on the top and let the resin fall away from that heavy spot, because we're trying to get this as even as possible. And that's a little bit hard to do. Usually it doesn't matter, but we also want the piece, in this case, this is going to hang. It's not going to sit on the table. Like this guy sits on a table, so if it's bottom heavy, that's okay. But I don't want it top heavy because it'll topple over. This particular one's not going to really matter with that. I just figured I'd mention it. All right, back to fast forward. Thing now is the mold itself. I can feel the heat from the resin coming through. It's getting very, very warm. It's not too hot. It's not too hot to touch. I'm not going to burn myself or nothing like that. But it is getting very, very warm. And I'm looking at my test cup to see, and I can see, looking at this, it is starting to get hard, but it's still not time to stop. I have to go a little longer until this turns white. Once this turns white, and this will actually turn white after I need this to turn white, because this is thicker than this. So I know when this is cured, I'm good. Yeah, it's time consuming. Back to fast forward. Okay, now I'm looking at my test cup, and I see that it is actually turning, it's turning white now. And because that's thinner, if this is turning white, I know this is going to be, at least I can stop spinning. What I do is I will still set it down for another 5 minutes. I just want to make sure it's cured. But since this is turning white, I know that my spinning is over, even though I'm still doing it. It's actually kind of therapeutic, like a stress ball. And my dog is sitting right here. She thinks it's a ball. She wants me to throw it. But yeah, it's not going to happen, Daisy. Not going to happen. So let's sit this down for 5 minutes and see what we got. Yeah, I'm not in a rush. Still trying to make a short video. But yeah, I'm going to sit this down for 5 minutes and we'll see what we got. Okay. I say okay a lot, don't I? You can always tell when I take a break as I come back and I say okay. It is what it is. And the furnace is kicking on, so I'm going to just let it run its cycle because it's distracting. Yeah, it's October here, so it gets a little bit cold. We decided to turn the heater on because I'm the guy that's like, well, I'm working down in the basement and I have to have it hot down here. So stuff cures, and it's just annoying when it comes off, so I just skipped the video. So it has been 20 minutes. Let's see what we got. Take the tape off. Like I said, the black electrical tape works best for me. I've tried masking tape, I've tried painter's tape, I've tried duct tape. Duct tape kind of screws up the silicone a little bit because sometimes the glue stays on there. But the electrical tape seems to work just fine. So take the tape off. And now this has been a little tricky to open. I mean, if I waited till tomorrow, I could wait overnight and then this would open up no problem tomorrow, but we're making a video, so we're going to open it now. Hopefully. Oh, it's really on there. Fun thing is, if you watch my other videos, I leave my failures in, so I don't know what we're going to get. I mean, I have done this before, but not always successfully. All right, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, there's the top half. That looks pretty good. See if we can pop the bottom out. It's pretty stuck on there. Just got to get to the silicone pulled away from the piece a little bit, and then once it gets started, it usually pops right out. There it goes. It's starting. It's starting. Alright, we're going to go the whole way around like this, just with our finger, and try and loosen it a little bit. And then, oh, there it is. Alright. We did good. We did good. I'll show you. I know I'm using the crappy camera, but you can see it come out nice. It's hollow, about the same as the first one. This little rim around here came from the seal, right around here. That's okay. We can take that off with a Dremel tool. I am going to wait till it dries completely to do so. But, yeah, I'm satisfied. I will put I'll paint it, because I just decided to use white resin tonight. I kind of regret that. I wish I would have. This is actually the colored resin with mica powder. And I got a little over anxious to do the mold video tonight, so I didn't put the mica powder in. But that's okay, because once I trim this down, I will spray paint it with some gray or silver paint, make it into a nice Christmas ornament, and there you go. That's how you make a hollow. That's how you make a hollow casting. The principle's the same with any other thing you want to make. Like this fella here, the mold is much bigger. You can see the size comparison. The mold is much bigger for this guy, but it still works the same exact way. So that's about it. I said it was going to be a quick video. Hopefully it was quick enough and you didn't lose patience. I am going to ask you guys to do me a favor though. If you're not subscribed, just click the subscribe button, like, leave a comment. I love comments. If you have a better way to do it, I would love to know, because I'm all about saving money. I have plenty of people coming on the channel saying, "Oh, well, you need to do it this way. You need to." Oh, I went to school for it. That's cool. I'm glad you went to school, and I'm glad you have the money to back up the expensive way to do it, and they come out perfect every time. My way, it doesn't come out perfect every time. And if this hadn't come out perfect, I still would have showed it on the video if you've watched my previous videos. I try to do it the most efficient way. Okay, fine, I'm cheap. But, you know, my ways work. So, anyway, hey, thanks for taking the time to check out the video. Like I said, like and subscribe. I will make a new video soon. I never know what my videos are going to be. Sometimes they're Resin, sometimes they're Star Wars, sometimes they're just me being weird. It's just kind of what I do. So, subscribe, then you know what I'm up to. Later. You don't like that edit? Want me to change it? I got a helper. She's helped me edit the video. Miss Daisy. Miss Daisy. Good night, everybody. You're so cute.